we're in the middle of new content right now. Man, that new guidance counselor is hot.
You ever expect this place to actually give a shit about our mental health?
Well, our school's made national news. Maybe they figured they'd look even worse if they didn't do anything for us.
And Dr. what's his name?
Maruki.
Yeah, wasn't that guy just basically clowning it up on stage? You really think he'll do us any good?
Ryuji.
Hey there.
Hi.
Sakamoto-kun and Takamaki-san, right? And that must make you.
Huh?
How do you know our names?
Well, I was informed of certain students before beginning my tenure here. Those that had, previous interactions with Mr. Kamoshida. It must have been especially tough for you after having just transferred here.
Do you think I'd end up in a castle?
A castle?
You idiot!
Oh, looks like this guy didn't get much sleep last night.
So, what do you want with us?
Ah yes, I'd forgotten. I know I already offered my services to the student body earlier, but would you three be interested in counseling?
Nope, not at all. How's that surprising?
You were just a touch more emphatic about it than I'd expected. But if you come to my office, you can have free snacks. All you can eat. Would be nice, but there's still plenty to be had. So, how about it?
Tell me more of these snacks.
Hey, don't fall for that.
To be frank, I've been explicitly
I pulled
ordered to
towards
provide
space.
counseling to the students directly involved with Mr. Kamoshida. It's in the school's interests. For its students.
Ah, the school's interest, huh?
I know
Shitty
that
adults.
asking you to be open with
Anyway.
a complete stranger like myself is a lot. Making this mandatory wouldn't do you any good either. Might as well turn it into a worthwhile experience. Ooh, I know. If you attend my counseling sessions, I'll teach you different ways to improve your mental acuity. Like ways to hone your concentration before exams, or not getting nervous on dates. How's that sound?
In other words, social stat buffs, mental training. If I make good use of this, it may aid in our Phantom Thieves activities too.
There's also snacks.
All right, enough with the snacks.
I'm hoping I'm right on that, man.
So, which way are you leaning?
No harm in a little chat. Anyway, either it's social stat buffs or some unique thing that no other confidant did in the previous games. So, yes. I'm not just doing it because he's hot. I'm doing it because there's no harm in talking to him a little bit about my problems.
I guess it'd just be more trouble for us if we didn't go.
Yeah.
Really? Then I guess it's a deal. I'll be in the nurse's office. Feel free to come by whenever it's convenient for you.
Well, we should get going.
Okay, I'll see you later. Thanks for taking my counseling into consideration. Now that we have a deal, I promise I'll do my best to help you.
I've made a deal with Maruki. Oh boy. Meanwhile, in the future, so I was right, this is the new confidant. Yes!
It's hard to believe an ordinary high school student could accomplish such grandiose heists. One would need a heart of steel, unaffected by outside influences, and prepared to act without hesitating. There has to be someone who helped strengthen your mental state. Sound like somebody you know? Give me a name.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It shall become the wings of rebellion
What
that
has happened to
breaketh
her
thy
voice?
chains of captivity.
Sounds a little weak.
With the birth of the Counselor Persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
Yeah, I voice sounded a little bit more breathy. Le consultant, Takuto Maruki, counselor, rank 1.
Alright.
You've unlocked the Counselor Confidant. Fusing personas of the Counselor Arcana will now grant you EXP due to Arcana Burst. Okay, so Counselor. In tarot is an alternate form of the Magician.
Well,
Sometimes it's the Magician upside down, but other times it is a separate variant of the trump cards. For example, if you're dealing with a double deck.
Okay, quiet down.
Alright, settle down. I have an addendum to the early assembly regarding the counseling you've all been offered. Oh boy. The counselor will be available to you starting after school today in the nurse's office. Dr. Maruki will only be posted here through November, so be sure to speak with him soon if you feel the need. For the majority of you, it's your choice whether or not you see him, but there are a few students I'll speak with later. The school's decided visits to Dr. Maruki will be mandatory for these individuals. You guys gonna go for it? What, the counseling? Sounds like we're being forced to. I told Maruki I'd do it, but I don't know if I'm really into the idea, you know? Let's do it. Yeah. Probably better not to draw more attention to ourselves anyway. I think I'm gonna try going today. Counseling, huh? Lady On's right. Make sure you visit him so you don't draw any attention to yourself, okay? It's gonna have to be today, I guess.
Yes. Welcome.
Are you here for a counseling session? Yeah, it's now a bad time. Not at all. It's always a good time, so long as I'm not already listening to a student. I'm so glad you're here. Would you care for a snack?
Well, shall we begin?
Shall we get started? Oh, but first, just relax, alright? I'm only here to listen to whatever you wish to talk about.
Yes.
Sure. Although I really only have one thing on my mind right now anyway. Yes, I'd say that makes perfect sense. But don't force yourself into talking with me. You could even just grab some snacks and be on your way if you wanted. No, it's alright. It's alright. I know I need to talk to someone about this anyway. That is, if you're willing to listen to the super long story. I absolutely am. Take all the time you need. Fascinating. I see that's such a horrible thing to do to someone. Yeah, that's why I wanted to get even with him for Shio. And? At first I thought Kamoshida ought to face the same fate as Shiho was going to put herself through. But... Later I realized that wasn't right. If he did take his own life, it wouldn't undo Shiho's suffering. In fact, it would just give him an easy way out.
Right.
Is that so? You know, you are quite the wise, level-headed young woman, Takamaki-san. Huh? I think you got the wrong... No, in fact, I think you're wiser than I was at your age. I wasn't anywhere near as mature as you are now. It's not like I didn't think special, though. If I hadn't gone through my own share of hell, I don't think I would be so mature either. I see. So what's on your mind now? Right now?
Let me think.
Just hoping Shiho will get better quickly. We both suffered a lot, but I just want to get back to laughing and having fun together like we used to. At this point, I don't give a rat's ass about Kamoshida.
Yeah.
Now, there's a healthy outlook. Can't change the past, but you want to keep your chin up and press onward. Is that the gist of it? Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, it'd definitely be better if none of this had happened at all, but...
Quite.
I definitely agree with you there. But it's impossible to wipe every tragedy from history.
Yeah.
If only, right? Everyone would be so much happier if we could actually do that. Oh, it seems I lost track of time. We should wrap things up here for today. Thank you so much for coming to see me. Oh no, and thank you. I feel a ton better now that that's all off my chest.
Okay?
Good to hear it. You deserve it. Feel free to stop by again anytime.
Okay, I'm gonna get going.
Will do. See you around. Well, I went in for counseling. You're going soon. Soon too, right, Jeronis? How'd it go? Well, honestly, it wasn't as rough as I was expecting. I think you should just go and give it a shot. Dr. Maruki's easier to talk to than you think. Okay, see you tomorrow. Didn't you have a counseling appointment? That's in the nurse's office in the practice building, right? I'll just pass time in the area until you're done. This one's super special. It's not even anywhere on the forum yet. Anyway, do you remember that bully, Daisuke Takanashi, whose heart you changed earlier? Turns out there was someone pulling the strings the whole time. It seems that Takanashi didn't have a choice, but listen to what this guy told him to do. But ordering someone to bully other people is a pretty crappy thing to do, right? Isn't it? That's horrible. Right, it's totally unacceptable. This person has to be someone in our school, right? You should go take a look around. In the meantime, I'll secretly do a little more research, too. If we want to go after this target, we'll need a name. Let's go investigate the school.
How are you?
Ah, hello. Are you here for a session as well? That's right. Is that so? Dr. Maruki is a wonderful counselor. I've actually been seeing him for a while, even before he ever came to Shujin.
Huh?
Oh, I didn't know you two were acquainted. Don't go overselling me too hard, though, Yoshizawa-san. I'm really nothing special. Well, I need to get going. Please excuse me.
All right, then.
What do you say we get started?
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. We made a deal. Well, I'll try to make sure it's worth the trouble.
I see.
Thank you. I think I've gotten a good grasp of the situation you're in, Leror-kun. Well, full disclosure, the school gave me a brief rundown of the circumstances surrounding your transfer here. It's in the past. Did you have to force yourself to accept everything that happened? No, that doesn't seem to be it.
So,
Now that you've told me more about yourself, I think I've realized something. It seems like you've largely been able to reconcile your internal world with your external one. I should note, that's really truly impressive. Even most adults can't reliably manage that. How to put it, you know how everyone has an internal reality, some conception of themselves they're striving for? Like wanting to be a model student, or wanting to be loved and relied on, that kind of thing. But that idealized reality and the one that, in actuality, are often far apart. That gap is responsible for a lot of people's pain. Not everyone can ace their exams, and not everyone can be the heroes that they wish they could be. You've already been through so much. That kind of suffering is usually enough to twist people up into dark places. But you're standing up to it and confronting a tough, painful reality. To me, that's incredibly admirable. Then again, maybe that's a little weird for you to hear from a guy you just met, huh? But it sounds right. Not even any deflecting self-deprecation. You really are strong, Leror-kun.
I'm sorry.
Well, let's see. Sorry this went on longer than I expected. Somehow the conversation just took on a life of its own, I guess.
Say,
Hey, I've actually got one last request. Do you mind?
you know,
I'm actually doing certain research along with my duties as a counselor. It's not quite like counseling, more like a type of psychological treatment. Basically, it's a project to learn more about people's metaphorical hearts, what they think, how they feel.
How about it?
If I get far enough with it, I think it'll be able to help a lot of people, so... So, what?
Sorry.
Guess my point is, I'd like to ask you to help with that research. All you'd have to do is listen to my theories and tell me if they spark any ideas or realizations on your end. Please, anytime's good for me. I can work around your schedule, and I've got lots of snacks too. You can have them. They're yours. Okay. Really? Yes? You're a lifesaver?
Well,
Let's see. I know. Maybe I could teach you some tips for mental training. I happen to know a lot on the subject. I'm sure I can cook up a special regimen for you. If you're dedicated enough, I'm sure you can draw out your full potential.
thank you.
Okay, I guess that's our second deal. I feel like my bond with Maruki is growing deeper. When Joker is inflicted with an ailment, he may recover immediately? So a chance to negate ailments.
All right.
That's cool.
I know.
Right, would it be okay if we traded contact information? I'll contact you when I've got time, or when I need some input from you. Okay, that should do it.
Now,
I'd better do my part to repay you. Let's talk about the mental training and presence. Let's see, first off, thanks to Maruki's mental training, my mind feels strong.
all right.
Max SP increased by 5? Oh, and here, never a bad time for a snack, right?
Well, see you.
Thank you for your help today. I'll see you around at school. Jeez. I can't tell if the game's trying to oversell him to me, or make him seem like a genuinely nice guy. And you really spent a long time talking to Maruki. Look how late it is. Well, if you think the sessions are worthwhile, you should try going again sometime. We should definitely get some sleep for now. Tomorrow's your last day of exams, right?
I should write something.
Yes, I should. And I should probably lock the doors upstairs because Mom and Dad are gonna freak when they realize I forgot. Alright, be right back. I'm gonna actually leave it going and just mute the microphone.
Searching all along, confessing while alone and on, without the right in front of me. That's where I found an empty glass, reflecting that's a truth. It's telling words that to be told. I need that mask. I'm a sharpshooter at this masquerade. Heart in both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter, chained down to my core. Please don't take off my mask, my place to hide. I can't tell you how to see me. Just a cage of bones. There's nothing inside.
Okay, so
Will it always be burning down the walls? Is there a way
I'm back.
for me to break?
So
I'm a sharpshooter.
I'm having trouble deciding. Is the game trying to oversell Dr. Maruki?
Face and mind, all free for you to draw.
Or
I'm a sharpshooter. Have no face
are
to
they just
show.
making it more advantageous to have him as an ally for some reason? I mean, I know that all of the new content has something to do with the new palace and the extended semester, including Jose. Give me a sec. Like, added gameplay functionality actually does have a part to play in all this mess, but I honestly don't know what part that is. Like, you know how things can be vague sometimes? That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm still trying to piece together where all the new things are connected.
Well then.
Let's call it a day and go to bed.
Confessing while I'm on and on, without the
Yay, beef jerky. Oh, I'm so sleepy.
So sleepy.
Oh, okay,
Ended
so
up
this
pulling
is
an
actually
all-nighter once I realized
voice
today's the
track.
last day of exams.
You staying up studying?
Nah, I gave up on the exam. I was playing some games, and then before I knew it, it was morning.
Oh, manly.
It's what I always do. No matter how many times I fail, nothing's gonna change.
I mean, Ryuji taught too. Like,
Morning.
Yo, look
seriously,
who
if
else
I
is
wasn't so
yawning.
sure he's...
Exams are almost over, so I thought I'd make one last effort across the finish line.
Impressive, Lady Ann. You're quite different from this stupid monkey I know.
Huh? Don't give me that crap. Your brain's tiny compared to mine.
Size is meaningless if there's nothing inside, you know.
What was that?
Will you please shut up? You're gonna make me forget everything I remember. Huh? Am I imagining things?
Oh, that's why this is voiced. I think I remember this. Hang on. Yeah, the mic is on. What's wrong?
What? You see a groper or something?
No, that's not it. It's nothing. Oh my god, that guy got off! Isn't this bad? Hey, at least act like you care.
Fine. Come on.
Huh?
Yep.
Hey, are you sure it's him, or are you just that self-conscious?
I'm not that.
Is there something you want?
That's my line. You are the one stalking me.
Stalking you? That's outrageous.
I know you've been following me ever since the train.
That's because...
My goodness. I had wondered why you left the car, so this is where your passion led. All is well that ends well.
I saw you from the car, and I couldn't help myself from chasing after you. I didn't even notice the calls from Sensei, but thank goodness I caught up to you.
Okay.
What?
You're the woman I've been searching for all this time. Please, won't you
Wait a minute.
be the model for my next art piece?
Model?
All that I've drawn till now has been lacking, but I feel a passion from you unlike anyone else.
This man's highly suspicious.
Ain't this a recruit for some shady business?
Nah,
Will you cooperate with me? What do you say?
he's just
Hold
autistic.
your horses! Who are you anyways?
Oh, where are my manners? I'm a second year at Kosei High's Fine Arts Division. My name is Yusuke Kitagawa. I'm Madarame Sensei's pupil, and
No
I'm being
senses.
allowed residence at his
Boundaries,
place.
no
I'm
sense of
striving to
social
become an
cues.
artist.
Huh? Do you mean that Madarame? The one who was on Good Morning Japan the other day?
The very same.
He just
Do
genuinely
you know
doesn't
who that is?
realize
He
what
was
he's doing.
introduced as a super famous Japanese-style artist who's been recognized all over the world.
I'm the same. I'm just
But
better
we
at
heard that
expressing
name the
myself
other
than
day
he
in
is.
Mementos.
Yusuke!
I'm sorry, Sensei. I'll be right there.
That old guy's Madarame?
Madarame Sensei's exhibition will begin at the department store near the station tomorrow. I'll be there to help out on opening day. Please come by. It'd be great if you could give me your answer in regard to being a model then. I bet you have no interest in the fine arts, but I'll give you tickets too. Well then, I hope to see you there tomorrow.
That guy's as easy to read as a book. You're not planning on going, are ya?
I think I will. Crap, look at the time. I'll see you later.
How dare he go after Lady Ann? I've memorized that face of yours, Yusuke.
Jealous much?
You became acquainted with Madarame's pupil by chance? That's a little too convenient. It makes me wonder if you're even telling the truth. So be it. What I want to know most is your method. It's true that Madarame was an unforgivable criminal worthy of the scorn thrown at him. He was an adult who cultivated his own fame and fortune by sacrificing the livelihood of children. But he'd been covering his tracks for years. How did you uncover the truth in such a short span of time?
In the metaverse.
This metaverse business again? Fine. Let's suppose that people's hearts can be changed by stealing their treasure, like you've said. If so, a different suspicion arises. People have gone mad or lost consciousness, never to recover, like the subway accident in April. Depending on how you look at it, that could be taken as a phenomenon for a sudden change of heart too. Were you related to those as well?
I don't know.
I see. Fine. Let's get back to Madarame's case. Keep it concise and stick to the facts.
Meanwhile, back in the plot, since I missed the meanwhile back in the future earlier. Today's last day of exams, huh? It seemed like some of those were kind of tough.
Yep.
Well, wasn't too bad. You should have gotten a decent score, right? Finally done with exams. Hey, are you gonna go in for counseling? I saw the volleyball guys getting called in. Oh shit, I got that question wrong. I know, right? I feel like I have to protect that teacher.
It's over.
It's over. How about you?
It's over.
Come on, you two need to get your act together.
Anyways, can we stop talking about the exams? Like it or not, they're gonna come back graded next week. Rather than focus on stuff that's over with.
What are you looking at?
The usual site. It's no use. There ain't any useful info. The number of posts are getting less and less too.
I am not letting this end as a one-hit wonder, okay?
There's no point in getting antsy, though. I know. Why don't we go eat lunch somewhere? We still have some money left over from the other day.
I want sushi then, or domestic-raised eel.
We don't have that much left. Oh, right! There are those tickets to Madarame's exhibit. Wait, that's tomorrow.
Don't tell me. Was it love at first sight with that Yusuke guy?
It's not like that.
Of course not.
When I was watching that special on TV, his artwork was pretty nice. Plus, we've got free tickets. Besides, this could also be related to what we heard in Mementos.
Madarame, was it?
I'm curious too.
That aside, what should I do about the other 2 tickets? Want to go appreciate some fine arts for once?
Fine arts, huh?
I suggest we should all go together. Appreciating the fine arts builds character. A phantom thief who can't identify an original is lame.
Well, if everyone's going...
It's settled then.
Should be fun.
Just the phrase going to an art exhibit sounds kind of mature. Let's meet at the exhibit entrance tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Tomorrow we go to that exhibit with Lady on. Curious to know if this Madarame has anything to do with the name we heard in Mementos. Can't afford to be late. Better not go out right now. So I keep thinking about what Nakanara said. Could he have been talking about the famous artist Madarame? Sounds about right. Seconded. Great. The name really stood out to me. Yeah, I mean, you guys ever heard of someone else called Madarame? It's really not common at all. If what we heard is true, Katakubo-kun is studying under a corrupt teacher. What do you mean a teacher who treats people like tools? Katakubo-kun's life is probably pretty terrible. I'm gonna look into this.
Oh!
Let's get a little bit of...
You think I go out with her? What do I look like?
What? You liar! You told me you loved me just last night!
Show about young adults set in the ritzy upscale neighborhood of Bubbly Hills. Oh, is this what high schoolers are like for Steez? Don't give me ideas, alright?
Hey, hey!
who really felt their desperate need to be loved by someone. Maybe you learned a thing or two about charm from watching that drama.
Well then.
Well, it's starting to get late. Let's head to bed soon, okay? What is this line for? Well, that exhibition must be opening today. It's really packed. Want to come back another time? I want it, but it's so pricey. I should take it alone. I want to see that. Let's go together sometime. Wow. Man, voices on the street are getting weird.
So crowded.
It'll be a pain in the ass if someone sees you, so don't stick your head out too much, all right?
You came.
Yeah.
You really came.
What'd you expect when you left us those tickets?
Make sure that you don't get in the way of the other visitors. Come now, I'll show you around. I'd like to speak more about the picture I'd like to draw too.
Well, see you guys later.
Will Lady Han be all right? What if he drags her behind some painting and tries something funny?
I told you not to come out! Are we really gonna appreciate the fine arts? Can't we just go home?
Let's learn about Madarame.
I guess we should do a quick pass through it once. Which way are we supposed to start? It's that old man from the other day.
We continue to be truly surprised by your imagination. You have such expansive styles. It's hard to believe that it all stems from one person. Where in the world does all your inspiration come from?
Well, it is rather difficult to put into words. They naturally well up from within my heart, like bubbles rising one after another in the spring.
Naturally, you say.
What's important is to distance oneself from worldly desires, such as money and fame. My atelier is a modest shack, but it is more than enough to pursue true beauty.
A shack?
I see. So the act of emptying one's mind gives rise to inner beauty. Still, to think we could hear the word shack coming from the great artist Madarame.
You would understand if you saw it.
He is sort of telling the truth.
Shack? Something?
Madarame-san is actually here?
Yeah, Ryuji, it was.
Over there!
I'm so glad I came on opening day.
Hey, stop pushing! There's way too many people!
I'm getting crushed!
Oh,
Anyways,
poor Morgana.
we gotta head for the exit. Don't die on us, all right?
I didn't know there were so many types of Japanese art.
Usually, one concentrates on their own style. However, Sensei creates all this by himself. He's special.
There you are, Yusuke.
Sensei!
Ah, the girl from yesterday. Are you enjoying the exhibit?
I don't know how to put it into words, but it's really amazing.
You're sensing something from the artwork. That alone is enough to give us artists satisfaction. I hope this becomes a wonderful piece, Yusuke. Well then, if you'll excuse me.
You'd imagine artists would be difficult to approach, but he seems really friendly.
Indeed.
Oh, this is it! The painting I wanted to see in person.
This one?
I guess it's the painter's anger? I'm not sure, but I sense this strong frustration from it. To think such a cheerful and gentlemanly person could make such a piece.
He couldn't.
Something wrong?
Don't mind me. There are better pieces than this one. Come now, this way.
Hey!
That's the first sign that something's
old
off.
lady totally elbowed me. But thanks to that, I remember now.
About? What?
Well, let me get to it. It's about a post online. Here, look at this.
Why'd you leave without me?
You got it all wrong. We got dragged into this huge crowd and... Anyways, you gotta look at this too. This post might be about Madarame.
What's it say?
A master of the Japanese arts is plagiarizing his pupil's work. Only his public face is shown on TV.
Called it.
Plagiarizing?
I didn't think much of it when I first saw it, but hearing Shaq and Madarame triggered it. His treatment of the pupils who live with him is awful. He teaches nothing and bosses them around. He treats them inhumanely, as if disciplining a dog.
Abuse on top of plagiarism, huh?
If this is real, it'll be a huge scandal.
I wonder if Kitagawa-kun posted this. I mean, he is a pupil of his.
Who knows? It's anonymous and all.
In that case, it's possible the Madarame we heard about in Mementos is referring to the same one.
A man like that doing such a thing? I wonder if we can ask that shadow from earlier about this. Oh, actually, we just need to talk to him in reality.
And how are we gonna go about that? Are we gonna explain it all, starting with Mementos?
Besides, if we make a move out in the open, there's the possibility that Madarame will find out.
Oh, yeah, right.
Hey, what do you think about Madarame? Doesn't he seem suspicious?
He does.
I know, right? This all fits way too well to just be a coincidence. If this post is legit, ain't this the kind of target we've been waiting for?
Yep.
Well, yeah, but is it really true?
By the way, what did you do about the whole modeling thing?
Kitagawa-kun gave me his contact info, and the address to his sensei's atelier.
He said he lives there, right? Perfect timing. Let's try going tomorrow. We're off to Madarame's house right after school.
Huh? You want me to model tomorrow? This is too sudden.
What? We're just gonna go talk to Kitagawa.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Okay.
In any case, we need to find out if that rumor about Madarame is true. If it is, this might be exactly what we needed.
Well then.
That reminds me, the home shopping program is airing today. You want to check it out on the TV? Okay, first things first. Requests. Is there an expiration date on this one? There is not. Good. Because we haven't found out the name, and he hasn't been threatened on the fan site yet.
Been searching all along. Confessing while I know.
Hey!
If we have to think about tomorrow, we can go out another time.
Without a sign, without grasping it, there'll be a question to be asked.
Read.
Hey!
How far
Knowledge. Kindness. Knowledge.
this masquerade,
Charm.
hiding both face and mind, afraid for you
Finish
to
this one.
tell.
Make sure you close up.
Right, I'm heading home.
I'm a shapeshifter.
After his death, the statue of Bucci became a loyal symbol of Shibuya. Buchiko, the story about this dog makes me cry every time. Okay.
What are your
So
thoughts?
you finished reading Buchiko's story. A dog who kept waiting for his master in Shibuya, huh? A noble and loyal friend to the end. I have to admit, the story moved me. Can't you feel it warm your heart too? Kindness boost. Okay.
Okay, let's get started.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Maruki, your school counselor. Thanks to the school, I can even talk to you outside of counseling now. I want to talk to you a little bit about how mental health and perception can affect you. Don't worry, I don't want to stress you out or anything, just relax and listen. How much do you guys know about the emotional mind?
So,
See, what's going on in your mind can affect your body pretty significantly. There's proof that it can even heal you depending on your outlook. So, Leror code.
Any ideas?
What do we call the phenomenon where believing in a treatment's power is enough to improve your condition? Placebo effect.
This is it.
That's right.
Yep, that's correct. Some people specify that placebos don't actually have any curative properties. Even if the medicine does nothing chemically, it can affect your perception, help you feel better. On the other hand, if you don't trust the medicine to begin with, it might make you feel even worse. We call that nocebo. Hey, did you get that question? I wasn't even close. Maybe I should ask if I can borrow his notes.
Nice going!
Oh, you must be really smart to answer a question like that. That's just one example. My point is that our minds and bodies are more connected than we think. So it's important not to push yourself too hard. Remember, your mind needs time to rest too, and it's my job to help with that. So come by the nurse's office whenever you're feeling down. Mind affects the body, huh? Think I'll change back into a human if I just believe in it hard enough? No. I think it's a lot more complicated than that. A lot more complicated. The Madarame exhibit is great. You gotta go see it. I've been feeling pretty down lately. Maybe I should go to counseling. I never knew that art could be so explosive. Have you been to counseling yet? At the Madarame exhibit. How? When is it until?
Phantom thieves going by train. This ain't any different from how I get home from school, you know.
The train is the fastest way to go. Plus, we can bring pets on here.
Hey, who are you calling a pet?
Dude, be quiet! We didn't pay the pet fare.
I'm the one guiding you to your destination. You should be calling me Master. Oh, Kitty!
Shoot.
Is that your pet, mister? I heard it meowing.
It's a stuffed animal.
Yeah, it's just a toy. It meows when you press on its head.
You heard her. Press on its head.
This is ridiculous. Wowie! Again!
Time to button mash.
That's so funny! I want to hear it again! Oh, I just threw open my mouth.
Oh, seriously?
The next stop is Shibuya. Shibuya. Doors will open on the left side.
Oh, this is our stop. Well, see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, which line do we gotta transfer to?
Doesn't look like there are any stations close by to that address. If anything, this is the closest station.
What? And we gotta walk the rest of the way? What kind of phantom thief takes the train and then walks to their destination?
Stop your complaining.
It's supposedly a shack, but this is the neighborhood he lives in. As expected of a famous artist. Looks like the fastest route is to get to the station square and then go to Central Street. Let's move.
Wait,
Sure, it's this way. I don't remember seeing a house. It's supposed to be in a residential area past Central Street. We'll have to walk a bit, though. Okay, let's get going.
Suguru Kamashita, former Olympian, teacher at Shujin Academy. Reason for turning himself in is a heavy conscience, huh? The human mind doesn't change that easily, let alone their natural temperament. Shujin Academy. Seems doubtful. Perhaps I'll have someone look into it, just in case.
is that it?
We're at the right address. The door plate does say Madarame.
You ring the bell.
Me? The walls won't collapse when I do, will they?
No one sneeze or we'll blow this house down, okay?
Who is it? Sensei is currently...
It's Takamaki.
I'll be right out.
People really do live here.
Takamaki. You two are here as well?
Hey, sorry, but, we ain't here to talk about the modeling thing. There's something we gotta ask you. Is it true Madarame's plagiarizing stuff? He's abusing people too, yeah?
Are you serious?
We read about it online.
This? Preposterous! Not only is the plagiarism impossible, but abuse? He welcomes pupils into his own home! This is no act of violence, it is charity! And I'm the one residing here and studying under him. I'm saying it's not true, so it's beyond doubt.
You might be lying about it.
That is utter rubbish. I had no family when Sensei took me in and raised me into what you see now. If you continue to ridicule the man I owe my life to, you will rue this day!
Notice. His stability is being threatened. His routine. His preconceptions. Normally, when that happens, there is a slightly violent reaction. This is out of proportion. This is why I say that Yusuke has autism. It's more noticeable in his lack of understanding of social cues at all. He doesn't get it. People chalk this up to artists being eccentric, but in truth, the best artists don't understand the rest of the world. At all. Sure, they can learn the science of their art, and in that way relate to the world, but beyond that, not really. That's another part of the reason why it's painfully obvious that the teacher is plagiarizing work, because he seems way too world-wise, way too self-aware of the business of art and how to promote oneself. An example could be like Rent, the musical. It was originally written for off-Broadway, but certain changes had to be made when it was performed on Broadway for the first time, because it had to be more palatable to a rich audience. It was written to be palatable to the middle class, but the rich had to buy tickets. I don't like it. It's wrong. I don't understand why that's a thing. I know it's a thing, but I don't understand why it's a thing. Greed doesn't begin to cover it. It's gotta be something more than that. Like some kind of a bias, I think? Again, I'm not good with social cues or anything like that myself, but the point is, I see a lot of myself in Yusuke, despite the fact that the people in this franchise who are... It's not just the autistic ones, but the autistic characters, the disaster bisexuals of this series as well, are both this character archetype to an extent. However, Yusuke combines both the disaster bisexual with the genuinely doesn't understand social cues, functional autistic character. Both of that character archetype from, if we're comparing it to the tarot, the Emperor, all Emperor wielders have been autistic to some degree. Tetsuya, the wielder in Persona, I think it's 2, has a severe problem with conveying emotions or saying what's on his mind in a socially appropriate context. The main protagonist of Persona 1, the same. It was the in-canon reason for why they were the Emperor, and also the in-canon reason why they were also silent protagonists. It's not they were actually silent, it's just they most of the time didn't know what to say in response to people, which is why they had to ask their friends what their opinions were. Then we get to Persona 3. The disaster bisexual archetype comes into play with the student council disciplinary student. And then we get to Persona 4, which I haven't gotten to that part in my playthrough, but kanji, spoilers. So, Yusuke basically combines both Emperor Persona archetypes. And I'm kind of glad they did that, but at the same time, it just plays off weird and awkward and wrong in the first few days. But it becomes clear why later. And, yeah, well, you'll see.
You really think that?
Yusuke, what's the matter? I heard you yelling.
These people are slandering you with baseless rumors.
Forgive them, Yusuke. They must have heard some bad rumors and came in worry for their friend's safety.
Understood, Sensei.
Well, even I doubt that a cranky old man like myself could be liked by everyone.
That's not what we meant.
I'm sorry to have butt in on your conversation. However, I do have neighbors around. Won't you please keep it down? Now, if you'll excuse me.
That was discourteous of me. I'm sorry. I know. I think you'll be able to believe in Sensei if you saw that painting. It's his maiden work, as well as his most representative piece. It's titled Sayuri.
Sayuri?
This was the painting that inspired me to become an artist.
It's so beautiful.
I don't know all this fine art stuff, but even I can tell that this is impressive.
When I first saw you, I felt the same powerful emotion as when I saw this painting.
Me?
I wish to pursue beauty like this. And I believe drawing you will be part of that pursuit. I implore you, seriously consider my offer. I'm sorry that you took the time to come all this way, but I must assist Sensei today. I hope that we can discuss this further another time. If you'll excuse me then.
Those two seem like nice guys, don't they?
Maybe the Madarame we heard about in Mementos is a different person.
Man, right when we thought we found a new target, too.
How's the metanav?
Oh,
Hey, the app.
was it picking up our conversation? This display. It means that Madarame has a palace too, right? But why?
Madarame, plagiarism, and then Shack, huh? These seem to be the keywords.
For real though, what the hell's going on? Does an old man like him really have a palace?
We have the person's name and the location. All that's left is the what that Madarame mistakes this shack for to enter his palace.
You mean like how Kamoshida thought the school was his castle?
That's right. Let's try saying some things. They can be random guesses.
It's a bit sudden, though.
Why don't we start with castle?
No candidates found.
Then what about prison?
No candidates found.
Ah, what a pain. Jail, warehouse, and guidance counseling office. Might as well add farm.
Okay, I don't think our new guidance counselor deserves that insult recently, but...
No candidates found.
Not a single hit?
Should we come back another time?
A building that's related to artists. If we think from there, what would it be?
Well... First, I would say an art school, but if he's truly plagiarizing his students' work, an art school doesn't make sense. An art supply store also doesn't make sense because he's not selling the supplies to make art. So it has to be a museum.
Beginning navigation.
Beginning navigation? Whoa, really?
Hey, when did you activate the nav? You surprised me.
Didn't have much of a choice. I think we just happened to get it right.
What if I hadn't noticed and then wandered off and got caught by an enemy?
Probably would have figured it out once you started walking on two legs.
Arrgh.
So even you can slip into the metaverse without realizing it, Morgana?
Yes. In a place with minimal cognitive distortion, the differences can be subtle.
Forget that. Look!
Palace, 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 palace.
That shack is seriously some kind of museum?
Let's go check it out. It's so extravagant, to the point that it's gaudy. It's a museum, right?
This is Madarame's?
Well, a palace is a world formed by a mind twisted by desire. Remember Kamoshida's castle?
Madarame's artwork is on display at museums in reality too, though. His exhibit was popular, and people already respect him. Why would he
I hear you,
fantasize
Pooh.
about a
I
museum?
hear you. Hang on.
You got a point. It ain't related to plagiarism or abuse either.
I'm actually gonna pause it right here. We'll come back, guys. Ku's trying to get my attention. I think she might be out of water.